everybody, this is Daisy. First of all, welcome, and thanks for taking your time to learn and at least to know some fun facts about the language that you're working on right now. However, just a friendly reminder, this video clip series is meant for advanced or at least upper intermediate Mandarin learners with curiosity, passion, and most importantly, fun characteristics and open minds, of course. Just let you know, otherwise you either wouldn't get what we're trying to teach here, or you would be like, wow, can I really talk like that? Okay, then so if you fit our profile, then just let me give you a brief introduction of what we're gonna do in the following 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so this whole idea was intrigued by my dear Cuban friend, Yuri. And I met this guy actually quite randomly online, and one day when we were chatting on Facebook, with English of course we did, and he was like, let's switch to Chinese, and I was like, yeah, of course. Then I asked him in Chinese, in Mandarin, 你在中国待了多久? Which literally means how long were you in China? Then he responded, 我去年去中国学了2年, which means last year I went to China and I studied 2 years there, which makes perfect sense, think tactically speaking, but maybe sound a little bit awkward to native Chinese speakers. But anyway, so then I follow like, 中国好玩吗? Which means, did you have fun in China? Then he responded, 12小时时差, which means 12-hour time difference, and I was like, what the heck? Obviously this dude didn't understand my question, so maybe I should paraphrase it. Or then I asked him, 所以是不好玩吗? Which literally means, so you didn't have fun there? Then he responded, 对我来说中国很有意思，收获很大. Which literally means, to me, China was a lot of fun and I got a lot out of it. But then I didn't know what to say, so this conversation came to an end. And afterwards, when I showed this conversation to my friend, who is also a native Chinese speaker, then she was like, it looks like you're talking to a textbook or a severely brainwashed government official. And I bet this is a problem for a lot of other language learners as well, because you don't know how to talk casually and informally and out of the textbook. And I know it's extremely difficult because you're speaking not so funny language like Mandarin, so and so today, okay, so if you're one of those concerned, then this video series is made for you. What we're trying to do here is to teach you some fun, authentic, and popular trendy Chinese idioms to make you sound like, you know, 1,000 times cooler. Okay, since this is our very first attempt to make this video, so I'm pretty sure it's not gonna look very good anyway. But in this very first video clip, I'm going to show you the use of 句. You know, like the simple character has magical power to give a head-to-toe change to the conversation, to the very, very dry conversations that I had with my friend before, if you still remember. Okay, 句. G can literally means giant, mega big, super, huge, and it can serve the function of adjective if you put it before a noun. For example, 巨人, which means giant people, and if we simply just call it giant, and 巨石阵, which is a combination, which means a combination of huge stones, and it's Stonehenge. And also 巨蛋 is the name of a stadium in Taipei, but with its outlook, assembles a huge egg, so that's why people call it 巨蛋. And also, it can also be used as an adverb if you try to use it to modify other adjectives. And for example, if you say 巨大, it means super big. And if you say 巨小, it means super small. And some people might get confused here because how can you be giant and small at the same time? So just to let you know, if you use 句 as an adverb, it simply just loses the meaning of being like giant or huge, but simply just function as a degree indicator, just like very, super, or and also, let's go back to the previous conversation when I asked Yuri, did you have fun in China? You can simply just answer 巨好玩, which means super fun. Or you can say 巨不好玩 if it sucks. Okay, then let me give you a few other examples. For example, 巨开心, which means super happy. 巨臭, super smelly. 巨难吃, tastes super bad. And 巨可爱, super cute. So, whenever your friend trying to say something, you can always add 句 before, because it go perfectly with basically any adjectives. And it's gonna make your conversation a lot more casual and fun. Okay, so now let's call it a day, and that's all for today's lesson. And just to let you know, because this is our very first try, so just don't be too harsh, and we know it's not perfect. And hope to see you again. We will have more fun facts for you. Bye bye.